I got this package through the post. I opened it and I found this little box, and on the front of the box it says, Gary Bowes, enjoy. Stephen, enjoy opening. Smiley face. I am. I'm going to enjoy opening this. Let's just see what we've got here. Plastic. Get rid of that. One bag. Two bag. But what's in the bags? Well, I think I know. So, let's see what we've got. Oh, thank you, Gary. My friend Gary has given me loads of sterling silver that he's found, so I can melt it down. I'm overwhelmed, really, I am. Let me just move the camera closer so that everybody can see, and I'll just tilt the camera over. Look. Oh, where do I start? Look at this, a little salt spoon. Silver salt spoon. I'm going to put that over there. A thimble. Gary, why would you want to get rid of this stuff? Another thimble. A pin. Oh, Gary, I'm overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Look, that's an old tennis racket with a ball. Something like this. Now, something like that could actually be worth something, Gary. Why would you donate it to me to melt down? Instead of melting some of this down, Gary, you can actually put it on my Etsy store. Victoria, shilling. I can make a coin ring from that. Look, silver, Roman denarius. Yeah, it looks like possibly Julia Domna. Yeah, look, how about this? I can either do it for my cancer research charity, but I've already made for them in 12 years £51,600. What about if I do the sales towards the NHS? So anything I make from the sales of this, look at that, on my Etsy store, just these things that Gary has donated will all go towards the NHS. How about that instead? Cancer research have had enough out of me for 12 years. Right, this is next day, and I've been thinking about Gary's very, very generous gift, and I want to put it to good use. I've had an idea that the first thing I'm going to do is take this Victoria shilling, it's a little bit beaten, which is obviously a genuinely dug up sterling silver coin by Gary, and I'm going to make that into a coin ring. And I'm going to be giving it away to somebody watching this video. Now the centerpiece that I punch out of that will be really small, and I'd usually melt that down. Now because it's really small, I think what I'll do is I'll make a new catch pin for that, which is the tennis racket. It's all in working order, except it hasn't got a catch pin. So I'll make one and I'll solder that on there and put that on the Etsy store. Let me show you. Let's do the coin ring. First thing to do, we'll just anneal that, soften it up. It might be a little bit brittle. After all the years in the ground, the molecular structure of that coin would have changed just slightly. So I always have marble, a piece of marble as well, so when it's heated on there I can just drop it on there and let it cool naturally, and then it's ready to do the first punch. Now, silver is nice and soft now it's annealed, but it's a soft metal anyway. That's the whole done. and there is the piece from the middle. I'm going to make that into a catch, as I said, so I'll put that over here. Give it a tap. It's come off and it's now looking pretty good. And this is where we use the 1 ton press. 1 ton, it sounds like a Chinese meal, doesn't it? There we go, that's done in 1. Take that out, and then we've got the first part of the folding. Okay, it's not taking long, is it? It's only a small coin and it's pretty easy to do. Now we're going to use the ring stretcher, so that's that machine there. It's a quarter turn every time. And you don't want to overstretch it because again it could split. Look at that. That's turning out nicely. And then you've got a reducing plate down here. So you can just turn those edges in. Look at that. That's really turning out very nicely. All that needs now is a clean and a polish, a little bit of sanding on the rough edges. Luckily it wasn't damaged too much whilst being in the ground all that time. Look. Looking good. It's not highly polished yet, and there's a rough edge where I punched through, so that needs sanding down. Wow, really enjoyed making that. Let's see what size it is. Okay. It's UK P and USA 7.5. This needs a lot more polishing, which I'm going to do. You could say that the actual polishing of this coin ring is taking much longer than the actual making of it. Another question I get asked a lot as well, I do get asked this a heck of a lot, and that is, you know, where can I get the tools from? How many tools have you got? But to get started, basically, you can just use a rubber mallet and a mandrel if you can get a hole in the coin, which is dead centre. That's probably the hardest part, actually, getting a dead centre hole. But if you look in the video description, I'll put a link in there to all the tools that I've bought from Amazon. And luckily, Amazon at the moment are amongst the cheapest places. And I think that's turned out really well. I mean, just look how that's coming up. So I've got a monitor over there so I can see what you can see. Isn't that just stunning? For a coin in that condition, dug out of the ground after laying there for several decades or longer. Could be a century. Could be much longer than that even. But there you go, look. That will make a lovely coin ring for anyone. Well, this is next day and I finished. Let me just show you again. There's the ring, which is lovely and shiny 1881 Victoria sixpence, 92.5 sterling silver, and somebody will have a lot of pleasure from wearing that. And if you remember, that little tennis racket, it's in the old style and the pin was missing. Well, not the pin catch. So it's fully operational like that. but the pin catch was missing, so I've managed to make one, as you can see there. So now it works nicely, and that is 1891, made by GW, forgotten the name, oh, GF Westwood and Sons is the maker of that, in Birmingham, 1881. So that's a lovely piece which has now been restored with that little catch, which I've also made from an 1881 centre punch of that Victoria shilling. So we've maintained not only the integrity of this, but also got the silver catch made from a similar age Victorian silver sixpence. Now I quite like that. Now then, how can you win this silver shilling? Well, first of all, you would need to be a subscriber and like the video. Also tell me in the video comments, do you actually like 360 videos? Would you like to see some more of them? But if you go to the video description, you'll see in there how you can have a chance to win that. So it's a giveaway, but you must read the video description on how you can enter. I'll leave all the details there. So, thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this 360. I'm going out gallivanting later on today, now that the lockdown has eased a little bit and we can go out for as long as we want, and we can go metal detecting as well. So I hope to bring you some metal detecting in 360 so you can look down the hole and see what I find as I find it. So I'll catch you later, and remember, keep safe.